Hey everyone, it's me, Fatima, all the way from the Gambia. I hope everyone is doing well. Hey, I got some info for you. Many of you don't know, but I am a shipping agent. I'm a shipping agent out of Africa. But I was going through the YouTube and I happened to come across this beautiful woman who actually moved from, I believe she moved from Dallas, Texas. I think she said Dallas, Texas, all the way to Ghana. And she shipped her items. Now, I have been asked questions about what is the process? How do I get my items from the US to over here to Africa or any other parts globally? So this young lady explained it beautifully. Unfortunately, though, unfortunately, and I'm not surprised, she has some issues when it came to the port. Yeah, when it came to collecting your items at the port. Now, the part that I do is I schedule your shipping. Like I will make sure that your items, your household items or manufacturing items will go from one location when it's on the ship. And then when it comes off the ship, I notify you to let you know, hey, your items made it to the port. Now, the part is that where your responsibility comes in is that you have to have someone at the port who you trust to pick up your items, or you need to be at the port to pick up your items. You got to be there. Or either just, like I said, someone that you could trust. You got to really be able to trust them. Because what happens is when you go to these ports, a lot of these ports will make you pull off everything out of that container. They're going to check everything. I think they're just being nosy, but yes, they're going to be nosy. They're going to check everything. Then you're going to have people who's at the port. They see what you have. And now all of a sudden, a lot of them, many of them think, oh, she got money. She got money. And then now they want to charge you extra. You're going to run into that. Unfortunately, I'm not saying that's at every port. I'm not saying that's at every port in Africa. But what I'm saying is it's at some of them. It's definitely at some of them. So let me share this information with you, with this young lady. I'm so sad, so sorry that she went through this. So hold on a second. Okay, so this beautiful lady, she has scheduled, she calls her video Ghana Tema Port Disasters, Prepare to Fight. And I can't even blame her. I don't blame her. Fight, girl, fight. But you all, I'm going to play this video. Leave your comment below. But I would still say, look, if you're ready to leave the US and you want to ship your items, do not let this stop you from shipping your items. Yes, you may go through some issues at the port. And then again, you may not. They are going to charge you. It doesn't matter what port you go to. They're going to charge you, and you're going to always have someone there that's trying to make a couple of extra bucks off of you. Because for some reason, many of these countries feel that since you're US, you just got that money tree that you just shipped over there also to where you're trying to live. They think you got that money tree and they think this money is continually coming in. You're going to have that. Okay. All right. So take a listen. Take a listen. Take a listen.
Hey, Battle, so we're back. So when I was in the United States, I did my research. I got me an agent that's here in Ghana, and I got me a shipping agent there that ships here. Now, the process on everything was so smooth, even to the day, right, of me going to the port. I had no problems at all. And I'm going to be very transparent. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, because I believe that you guys should know the truth. Let me tell you guys what happened to me at the port. My agent calls me and tells me that, hey, your stuff arrived, which I already knew because I can track it. But he had to go and clear it, with the shipping line. And then he said through the terminal. So he asked me to send him 10,000 Ghana cedis. And I did. I sent him the 10,000 Ghana cedis. And he told me if there's any change left, he'll give me the difference. So cool, I sent it to him. Then he called me back and tells me that, okay, I need to be at the port by 9 o'clock in the morning. So I said, okay, I was all excited. I called my driver. He got his brothers to come and meet me and pick me up at 7 o'clock because Timo is not far, but it is far with traffic. So we left at 7 a.m., got there right on time, for me to be there at 9 o'clock. Now, you need a vest. You need a reflective vest. So we stopped on the way to Tema to get 3 reflective vests. There were 15 CDs each. So we wouldn't be able to enter the port without those vests. You also have to have on tennis shoes. You cannot wear open-toe shoes. You have to have tennis shoes on. So those are the things you would need to do prior to coming to the port. We got to the port at 9 o'clock. We had to pay to go inside the port. It was like maybe 40 or 50 CDs for everybody. So once we got inside, we're walking through and he's taking me to where my container is. There's this big old machine that picks the container up and moves it to where it needs to go based on, I think it's based on where it's coming from as well as what's inside of it. Because when they were opening the containers next to me, they were all the same household goods or somebody shipping a cart that had household goods in it. And I'm going to show you guys the video of these things that I recorded. Now, you're not allowed to record on there, but I record because I didn't know. By the time they told me, I was already darn near done recording. So, and that's why you was unable to see at nighttime that I was there all the way until 7 o'clock at night, actually 8 at night, at the port. And I wasn't able to record anymore because my phone died, as well as they had stopped me and told me I couldn't record. But I was very happy that I was able to record what I did because what I'm about to show you is the most important. So now I got there and I'm waiting. So around about 9:30-ish, the first custom agent comes and, I had a key for them to open up my container. So they cannot open the container without me being there. So I had my key. So with my key, my driver unlocked it and we opened up the container. They go inside, they inspect it, then they walk off. Then it's supposed to be 3 different ones that come. Then the next one comes, and next thing I see, they leave. They looked at the container and then they left. My agent comes back to tell me that, now he told me I would have to bring, some money. He don't know how much it's gonna be, but I need to bring some money, for the guys. And I'm thinking it's for people, tipping, people coming out to bring my stuff out and stuff like that. That's what I thought. So I didn't bring a lot of money. I only brought money for the driver who's going to be bringing the container to the house and unpacking it. And I only brought money for him, which is his money, his fee. And then I only bought a couple dollars, or a couple CDs, I should say, for tipping, because he said, bring some money. And that's what I thought. Come to find out, this is where the extortion starts. Okay. Now, I already paid my duty. Okay. The duty for my 20-foot container was 25,340 Ghana CDs and 62 pesos. Okay, I paid that. Now it's time for me to get my stuff. Second guy comes, he walks off with my agent. My agent comes back and say that one guy wants 3,000 Ghana CDs. The other guy wants 2,500 Ghana CDs. And I'm like, for what? And he was like, oh, that's what you have to pay. I told you to bring money. And I'm like, okay, but why am I paying them? He was like, oh, that he didn't put everything down on the customs. And I'm like, I paid 25,000 Ghana CDs. And the list that you put down that you showed me, those stuff is not in that container. Because if you remember, all my stuff did not fit. So the stuff that's on the list is not in that container. So therefore I was like, okay, well, tell them to take the stuff out and reassess it and tell me how much I owe, because I'm not going to be paying nobody 5,500 Ghana CDs for nothing. I already paid. Let me go. Oh, he says, oh, I have to pay, blah, blah, blah. So he goes back, comes back again, and keep telling me that, I have to pay. So the guy told him that take my stuff out. I said, okay, cool. So I'm agreeing, take my stuff out. They take my stuff out. Only half of it comes out. You'll see in the video, I'm gonna post it, where they only took half of my stuff out. By this time, it was around, I wanna say 11, 12 o'clock. That's how long I've been waiting. I've been sitting there for like 3 hours in the sun, waiting, right? He comes back and tells me again. Now we're at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and he's still telling me that this is what they want. And I'm like, just let them take the stuff out, right? Let them take the stuff out and let them tell me, assess and see how much I owe them. He was like, oh, if they do that, then they're gonna be more strict and they're gonna be doing everything with fine tooth comb, and it's gonna cost me more money, and that, and they're gonna try to make it four times the amount. And
Okay, so let me just pause this here. Just want to let you know, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy, and I feel so bad for her. As many ports, not all of them, at some ports, you will find this extortion happening. But then there's other many ports that you will not find this. It sounds like they just didn't want to work. They just didn't want to work. They didn't want to pull all the stuff out, then have to put all the stuff back in for them to load it back onto the truck. So they figured that to do a shortcut, don't want to do this all day. Let me just tell her a dollar amount that maybe she'll just pay me what we call under the table. And that way they don't have to pull all the stuff out, and they would have just kind of quickly cleared it. But for all we know, we don't even know if the two gentlemen that she's talking about even work there. And see, that's something else that you got to kind of look out for. That's the part that kind of that's the part that kind of sucks on when it's time for you to pick up your stuff. But that doesn't mean that you don't want to ship your stuff. You just gotta work through it. All right, I'm gonna play it.
And then it has to be a process for them to go and push it up and come back down, that I won't get my stuff today, and I'm already only have 7 days to collect my things. And I'm like, no, I don't. I have 14 days, because my agent gave me 14 days for me to get my container. And I made sure that he did that, because again, if you do your research, you'll know that this stuff happens.
And yes, I do 14 days as well. Yes, yes, yes. I do 14 days.
It was delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. So that takes up your time. Okay. So my stuff arrived on Monday. I didn't get to them until Friday. So Sunday is the 7th day. He's trying to say that, oh, if I don't pay, then I'm not gonna be able to get my stuff. I'm telling you, I'm like, let them come and assess it. I'm not giving nobody 5,500 and Ghana CDs. And if they do that, I want them to show me how much these things cost. You're not just gonna tell me, oh, it's additional 20,000 Ghana CDs just because I won't pay you 5,000 and you wanna tell me something. So we're going back and forth, okay? Going back and forth. He leaves, come back with the same thing. He leaves, come back. This time he was like, oh, one guy said he'll take 1,500. The other one said he'll take 2,000. And I'm still looking at him like, I'm not paying anything at all. I'm not paying nothing at all. So he's now telling me he'll take his fee to pay with it. Just give it to him. He'll take his fee, and whatever money I had came with, he'll put that together and he'll pay the people up so we can do it. And I was like, listen, I'm not going to let you take your fee to do anything. You're not listening to the words that come out my mouth. And he was refusing to listen to the words that come out my mouth. Okay. So at this point, I called my agent in the United States to ask him to make sure that he gave me 14 days. He said yes. So now I'm like, okay, cool. Let them keep it, and I'll come back, right, with my stuff so that they can know that I'm not paying anything. We're gonna do this. You tell me the assessment, and then I'll come back and I'll pay. He comes back to me, still doing the same thing. So my agent in the United States was like, hey, I've never heard nothing like that. He has an agent here, and I wish I used him. But anyway, so he contacted that agent, the agent contacted me. Lo and behold, he comes and he saves the day. He's like, trying to negotiate what's going on. He was like, something, at this point, it's already too far for him to help me, because these people that's in the custom office, and I do have a video of that person, okay? Of the person who's requesting this money, who's trying to extort money from people. That's what they do. They extort money. They're driving around with BMWs, Range Rovers, sitting in the back, baby, riding on little motorcycles, and little motorcycles and bicycles, around, just lollygagging, that's what they do.
Okay, so just let me just give a disclaimer here. This is her experience at this particular port. I'm not saying that this happens to everybody, but I am telling everybody that you need to be there at the port when you come to get your items, or have someone that you trust to get your items. But this is her experience, and I'm not saying that's going to happen all the time. And it doesn't happen all the time. It does depend on the port. I will say that. Okay, so this is her experience, not the opinion or value of what the company that I work with feels, but this is her experience. Okay, please remember that, you all.
They're extorting money from people and refusing to give you your stuff if you do not pay them. And they're the only people who can do it. Okay, so he was like, at this point it's so far. So he's like, he'll pay it. And I told him, I said, if you pay it, I'm not paying you back. So if you pay it, you paying it out of good faith, and just like, that's what you're doing. Because I was dead stuck on, I'm not paying anything. So long story short, now my agent was like, okay, well, let him pay. So now mind you, he said that he'll take his money to pay towards it and whatever money I have. So now he's like, no, let the guy pay, which is my agent's friend who works there, to pay, because he offered to pay. And I'm just like, no, he offered to pay the difference, not the whole amount. So I'm telling him, like, okay, so we'll do that. I'll give you what I bought. We'll take your fee, we'll put towards it, and then the difference, he'll pay. So I told the guy, and he said, okay, fine. So he comes and he brought me the money and I gave it to the guy. He runs. By this time, it's like 5 p.m. When I tell you, I didn't see my agent no more until like maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock. He's like, oh, and he's mad now. He's mad. He's upset, and I don't know why he's upset, but he's upset. So, and I'm just like, if you was listening to me from at 12 o'clock when I told you to let these people do it, you're still gun-hoing about telling me to give these people money, give them money. And that's the thing, they think we have money. And I don't understand where they get this mindset from that we have money, okay? So for me, he goes, by the time it's like 7 o'clock, there's another place that you have to go to take the paper that this man who wanted the money gives you. You have to run down to another building for them to stamp it so that you can so that the truck, that big old machine, can come and pick up your container and put on a truck so that it can be cleared. And by the time we did all of that, it was like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and I'm just not understanding what's going on. I was in tears, I was so emotional because I'm not used to this. I don't know, by the time I left, it was nighttime. We're leaving. I didn't get home until like 9 o'clock at night. The container guy said he's on his way. He didn't get there until about, I want to say 11, 12 o'clock at night. I wasn't even expecting that he was gonna come that night, but he did. It was a surprise to me, and I was still happy. So he came. By the time we finished unpacking and bringing everything inside here, it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was my birthday weekend, and I was so exhausted, So here we is, Friday. I'm trying to do all these things, and it was just a lot, guys. So I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not telling you not to ship your stuff, because I'm telling you to ship your stuff. But you got to find the right agent that's going to back you up, and you got to make sure you know your rights. And if you use an agent in the United States to ship your stuff, let them give you 14 days. Press on that. Even if they want to charge you an extra $100, take it. because when you get here, they literally will hold your container thinking that you only have 7 days. Will put you in a bind that you want your stuff, that you'll just go ahead and just pay. Not realizing that you actually got 14 days. So you can make them take your stuff out and assess it. They don't want to do that. They do not want to do that. So you make your agent do what it is that you want them to do. Now, I'm not referring any agent to nobody. The only agent I'm referring is the agent that helped me, that's from the United States, and his agent that was here in Ghana that helped me. I cannot refer my agent. If he's watching this, I am so sorry, but I just can't. It was a horrible experience. And yes, you was knowledgeable and you kept me all the way through. I agree to that. But when it came time to fighting for me, you did not. And I cannot refer somebody to have to go through the same headache and the same turmoil and be frustrated and emotional like I was for no reason, just to give somebody money after you have already paid. Especially when someone told me that I actually paid too much for personal goods, for customs. They told me 25,000 was too much money to pay. So I don't know if it's true or not, but at the end of the day, I know I did my part and I should not have went through that at all. So Timaport, shame on you for extorting people and not letting them get their stuff. It's so sad and it's so hard for people to be able to do business, as well as for people to trust people to just be honest and to do their job. Do your job. That's it.
Now, just to also let you know that the amount that she had stated, that was just to pay at the port. I think she paid that just at the port. There are other fees. That's not the final fee. Just want to let you know that, because there's a fee for having a cargo container come to your home, for you to ship, for it to be packed, and then to drive it from your home to the port or to a warehouse where they may actually pull it out of that container to put into another container. So that can happen also. So there are fees in between before, or fees in the beginning, right before it actually gets on the ship. Okay, then when it gets on the ship and it comes off the ship, as you can see, there's additional fees. Customs is one of them. Clearing agent is another one. And then, like I said, in some areas, you may have a couple of people that's trying to get involved to try to make a couple of dollars off of you. And also you got to pay for a driver. Now, unless you know someone that has that type of truck that can drive a truck from the port to your final destination. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let her continue.
You know, I can see if you're not getting paid and you're volunteering, but you're getting paid. And whether or not you feel like it's enough, you're still getting paid. It does not give you the right to hold somebody's stuff hostage because you want to extort them out of extra money. 5,500 Ghana cedis I did not have to give you. And even if I did, I would not give you. And I didn't give you.
Good for her.
So, guys, please take your time. Come to fight, because that's really what you're going to be doing at Timaport, fighting. Okay, you're going to be fighting. It's a disgrace to be able to say that you're shipping to Ghana, you paid your money, and they still want to come and extort you with money. They still want to do that. You know, like another culture shock that's just disappointing and disheartening. So, guys, this is the update for my shipping container. Now, you guys wanted to know how much it costs. Every container cost is different. So please do not hold my amount as facts, because yours may be a different amount than mine.
Okay, so please listen to her when she says that, because to ship from the US to, just say, for example, Jamaica, different cost. To ship from the US to Gambia, different cost. To ship from the US to Tanzania, different cost. And remember, there's a 20-foot container and then there's a 40-foot container. It all just depends on what's in the container and what size container you get, and also, as you can see, destination. So she's just going to give you an example of what her container cost from the US to Ghana. but please keep in mind, this is just an estimate and approximately, okay? Just an estimate.
Like I said in my previous video, if you have not watched it, go ahead and watch it on how to choose your containers, okay? How to find a shipping agent and a shipping company so that you can be able to figure out how you can go about doing it. The cost to ship my items from the United States to Ghana was 4,500 USD. That includes the truck coming to my house, dropping off the container, me loading it, and then they come back and take the container. They never left, so my container was actually a live drop, meaning that they sit and they waited for me to put my stuff inside the container and then they took it, okay? That's how much it costs, 4,500 USD to ship my items to Ghana. Once it got here in Ghana, I had to pay some fees. I will put them up here. I had to pay, I can't remember the acronyms, but I will definitely put it up there. And that cost me about 200 and something Ghana cedis. I had to pay for a TIN, that was 200 Ghana cedis. I also had to pay the shipping line, that was 10,000 Ghana cedis. My agent charged me for miscellaneous, he said, that was 1,200 Ghana cedis. Then I paid my customs, which was 25,300 and something Ghana cedis. And then I turned right back around and paid 2,000 for my the driver to bring the container to my house. And then I also paid an additional 1,200 Ghana cedis to my agent. And then I also paid an additional 1,000 Ghana cedis to my agent for the man who said they wanted 5,500. Then the guy paid 800 Ghana cedis to go with it, with that 1,000 plus that 1,200 to give to those people. Then I also paid an additional 953 Ghana cedis. I can't remember what it is, but I will show it to you. And then I also paid an additional 1,600 for the guys to take the stuff from the container and bring it into the house. So that is the amount that I paid, everything for me to be able from start to finish to get the things into my house. And if you want to calculate all of that into USD, it was roughly about 7,000 USD. That's what I paid total, about 7,000 USD when I did my calculations. Now,
like I said, everyone's experience is going to be different. Every $1 amount is going to be different. Unfortunately, I'm so sad to hear that this young lady had to go through what she went through just to get her items shipped from the US to Ghana. She just wanted to just get out of Babylon. But it's so unfortunate that she had to go through this. But I definitely want to give you all this one person's point of view or one person's experience. And she did speak about the process a little bit. And if you are thinking about leaving US, or if you're thinking about just shipping some items globally, I am here to help you. We ship items. We ship 20-foot containers and 40-foot containers. Give me a call. Yes, give us an email. You can shoot me an email. That'd probably be the best way to get in contact with me. If you have any other shipping questions, like I said, be sure to contact me. Go ahead and give this video a like. And you can also share it. Maybe share it with other people that you feel that might be thinking about leaving or just need some of their items shipped. Share it with other people, okay? Let's spread the word, but just be prepared for a battle if it's a battle, because not every location gives you such an experience. All right, y'all. Fatima out.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. If you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button so that way you could be notified of our upcoming videos.